Hello and welcome to my video. In today's video we are going to learn about the blood vessels in detail. In the previous two videos we learned about the introduction to the cardiovascular system and the heart. Okay, in this video we are going to learn about the blood vessels in detail. Okay, and if you have not watched the previous two videos, please go and watch them so that you get a better idea on what the cardiovascular system and the heart is. Okay, now today we are going to learn about the blood vessels. As I said, what are blood vessels? Blood vessels are vessels that carry blood to and away from the heart. Now, as we learned before, blood vessels are present everywhere in our body and they carry blood, and their function is to transport oxygen and nutrients to the different parts of the body, okay, and collect waste materials from there as well. Alright, now these blood vessels, they vary in size and they vary in structure, and their function is also different. Now let's talk about the blood vessels, what they are, okay, or what parts of blood vessels are there. First is the arteries, the second one is the arterioles, third one is the capillaries, fourth is veins and venae. Let's talk about the arteries and arterioles first. Okay, as we talk about the arteries and arterioles, these blood vessels carry blood away from the heart, okay, to the different parts of the body, and they are a lot different from the veins and venae. Now the arteries carry blood. First one is the arteries carry blood away from the heart. Alright, and these arteries or these blood vessels have three layers. The first layer is, or the outer layer is, tunica adventitia. This layer contains a fibrous tissue. Alright, the first outer layer is called as the tunica adventitia, and it contains the consists of the fibrous tissue. The inner layer is called as a tunica media. Now this layer contains of elastic tissue and smooth muscle, and the inner layer is called as a tunica intima, and this layer consists of a squamous epithelium known as the endothelium. Now let's talk about the larger arteries. These larger arteries will have in these larger arteries the tunica media, or the layer that is there in the between. This layer will have more elastic tissue and less smooth muscle. Now why does it have is it so? Is because that this layer needs to stretch more and absorb more pressure as the heart beats each time. Alright, now because this vessel in the larger arteries, because the tunica media is more elastic, it facilitates the stretching and the absorbing of more pressure easily. Now as we go, these properties will change as the arteries go smaller. Okay, now when we go to the smaller arteries, what happens is the tunica media, or the middle layer, will contain more smooth muscle and less elastic tissue. Okay, it contains more smooth muscle and less elastic tissue. Now this is because it has to maintain the diameter precisely, and it enables to regulate the pressure in them. Alright, now when the artery is larger, the tunica media will have more elastic tissue, less smooth muscle, and when the arteries get smaller, the tunica media will have more smooth muscle and less elastic tissue. Okay, now the systemic blood pressure is mainly determined by the resistance of the pressure that is these tiny arteries provide. So they are also called as a resistant or resistance vessels. Okay, arterioles are also called as the resistant vessels because systemic blood pressure is mainly determined by resistance of these tiny arterioles offered to the blood flow. Okay, now the arteries will have more thicker walls than the veins because the blood that is flowing through them will have a high pressure than the blood that flows in the veins. Okay, now let's go to the next type of arteries. They are called as the anastomosis arteries and the end arteries. Now what are anastomosis arteries? They are arteries that link between the main arteries in an area. Okay, they are a link, arteries that link between the main arteries in an area. Now where do they supply blood generally, or where are they present generally? They are present in the arterial supply of the palm, the soles of the feet, the brain, and it has a limited extent to the heart as well. Okay, and what this anastomosis arteries does is that, imagine if an artery that is supplying blood to these areas will have some problems or is occluded. Okay, what happens is, when it is not giving a proper circulation, these anastomosis arteries come into action and give a collateral circulation. Okay, and this provides adequate blood supply to the occluded area, and gradually these anastomosis arteries get times to dilate. Okay, now what is the end arteries? Okay, we learned about the anastomosis arteries. We are going to learn about the end arteries. What are the end arteries? They are arteries with no anastomosis. Okay, and this will be in the circle of Willis that is there in the brain, and the central artery to the retina. Okay, what happens here is, if something happens and the artery is occluded, the tissue in that area will not get any blood supply and it will die gradually, because they do not have anastomosis. Okay, and this is about the anastomosis and the end arteries. So arteries, we learned about the arteries, arterioles, anastomosis arteries, and the end arteries. Now let's learn about the capillaries. As we've learned before, capillaries are the vessels that break up into number of minute vessels, and they are having a huge network. They'll be everywhere, and what they do is that they are the ones that exchange the oxygen and the nutrition to the tissue around. Alright, so the smallest arterioles break up into a number of minute vessels called as the capillaries. Now capillary consists of a huge layer of endothelial cells sitting on a basement membrane, okay, through which water and other small molecules can pass. Okay, capillaries consists of a huge layer of endothelial cells that sits on a very thin basement membrane. Now what happens is, through this water and small molecules can pass, but blood cells and large molecules such as the plasma protein do not normally pass through these capillary walls. Alright, what does not pass? Blood cells and large molecules such as the capillary protein do not normally pass through these walls. Now the capillaries form a vast network of tiny vessels that link to the smallest arterioles to the smallest venules. Okay, we've learned about this same sentence before also, that the capillaries link the smallest arteries to the smallest venules, and the capillary bed is an exchange site for the substances between the blood and the tissue fluid. Okay, the capillary bed will be an exchange site for the blood and the between the blood and the tissue fluid. Now the entry to the capillary bed, if something wants to come inside a capillary, it is guarded by the rings of smooth muscle. Now these muscle or rings of smooth muscle is called as the precapillary sphincters. Okay, and this directs the blood flow. Now these capillaries will have wider ends or wider lumens, and they are leakier than the normal capillaries, and those places are the liver and the bone marrow, and they are called as, those capillaries are also called as the sinusoids. Now why is it so is that this the exchange between these places happens faster. Okay, the faster exchange of blood and between the blood and the tissues happens faster in these places because of these sinusoids, and they will the blood that flows through them flows slowly with a less pressure. Alright, we've learned about the capillaries as well. Now let's go to the veins and the venules next. Now from the capillaries, the venous system starts. Okay, and veins are venules that are the vessels that return blood to the heart. Okay, veins and venules are the blood vessels that return blood to the heart, and they will have blood that flows with less pressure in them. So their walls are thinner than those of the arteries, and these veins also will have same 3 layers of tissue. Okay, the blood that is flowing through the veins is having less pressure, so the walls of these arteries will be thinner. Okay, and these veins and venules carry blood towards the heart. Okay, and these veins and venules also have the same 3 layer of tissue that the arteries have. Now, what were the tissues that the artery has? The tunica adventitia, tunica media, and tunica intima. Okay, now what happens is, if we cut a vein, okay, it collapses and the arteries that remain open. What happened? Why is this happening? Because the wall is thinner than the wall of arteries. So what happens if we cut a vein? It will collapse and the artery will remain open. And the blood that is flowing through the artery is having high pressure. So what happens if the artery is getting injured or cut? The blood will spurt out with high pressure. But if the vein is getting cut, the blood that flows out of it will have low pressure and have a steady flow. Alright, these veins, okay, these veins possess valves, okay, that prevent backflow of the blood, ensuring that it flows towards the heart. Now the arteries are the blood that carry blood away from the heart, but the veins are the blood that carry the blood towards the heart. So these blood vessels that carry the blood towards the heart, or the veins, will have valves in them. Now what these valves does is, it ensures that the blood goes towards the heart and does not flow back. Okay. Now in this video we have learned about the arteries, the arterioles. We have learned about the anastomosis arteries, the end arteries, the capillaries, the veins, and the venules. Okay, I hope you all have understood. If you have any suggestions, please mention in the comment section below. Please like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe as well. Plus click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I put a new video. I am happy that you all are giving me so much love and support. Please continue to do the same. I'll be back with another video soon. Till then, bye.